I used to live my life a quarter mile at a time.
It's for protection from what's coming.
All right, Dom. What's next?
No matter how fast you are,
I am not to be compared to you.
no one outruns their past.
I am more easy, you trying your best to become me.
And mine just caught up to me.
Been a long time, Dom.
So we're up against a master thief, assassin, high-performance driver. Who is he?
Jacob is Dom's brother.
Your whole life, you pushed yourself to be faster than Dom, smarter than Dom, stronger than Dom. But could you kill him? Because I'm ready if you are.
Impressive. I know.
No, that's not impressive.
Damn, they got a magnet plane?
Hold on.
Tell me you're not thinking what I think you're thinking. There's no... Surprise.
Nice clubhouse.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. This is going to be my Fast and Furious 9 trailer video. They dropped one for the Super Bowl, and there's so much to talk about in this. It's so crazy. Each moment crazier than the last. And they brought Han back. It's crazy. Hashtag justice for Han. So we'll break it down. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get everything. There's going to be a bunch more big Super Bowl trailers dropping this weekend, too. Apparently, John Cena is playing the villain of this movie, and he's revealed to be Dom's long-lost brother, who he calls Little Brother. So John Cena in this equation is apparently the little one. Even though your head is spinning at the thought that John Cena is somehow the brother of Dom, I'm assuming they're foster brothers or step-brothers, or somehow they just became a family before Dom's current family that he has now. But he's also supposed to be a master thief and an expert car man. They bring back Charlize Theron's tech villain from Fast and Furious 8. They introduce a much older version of Baby Brian, Dom's son with Elena from the previous movies, who of course they named after Paul Walker's character, Brian, in his honor. They even bring back Helen Mirren's character, letting you know that this takes place after the events of Hobbs and Shaw, because in that movie she was in prison right at the end of it. I guess spoiler warning for Hobbs and Shaw if you care about that kind of stuff. Jason Statham's character and his sister break her out. She says, okay, why don't we get out of here? So presumably right after that moment, they busted her out of prison, and that's where they show up in this trailer. I love watching her in these movies. The movies themselves are so ridiculous, but she knows exactly what kind of movie she's in, so they're probably just paying her a giant chunk of change and just letting her have whatever kind of fun she wants to have. From the trailer itself, it just seems like Charlize Theron's character is trying to take down the crew using Dom's brother to do that, because these movies are all about family. They keep repeating that word over and over again. And the whole idea is that Dom's family is his weak point. The whole reason why he seemingly turned on the crew in Fast 8 was because she was blackmailing him with Elena and his son. We didn't find out about that till about midway through the film. And if you haven't watched it in a while, there's actually a scene from this where he's fighting John Cena, which is taken directly out of the Black Widow trailer. It's literally the exact same fight shot. So when you see John Cena and Dom stealing each other's guns, it's literally the exact same scene of Black Widow fighting the Yelena Belova Black Widow, where they steal each other's guns. They do it a couple times back and forth.
Maybe this is the end, but
As is typically the plot of these movies, John Cena's character and Dom will probably eventually put aside their differences and take down Charlize Theron's character in a much bigger way than they did during Fast 8. What I'm really hoping to see, though, is that they find a reason for them at the end of this movie to drive a car into space, because that would be hilarious. Like, the whole idea is how do you get crazier with each Fast and Furious movie? Like, this one seems a little bit crazier than the last one, and so on and so forth, but that means that number 10 has to be even crazier, And what's the most ridiculous thing you could think for them to try and do? And that is literally drive a car into space. In fact, when you see this bit here that they do with the rocket car, you have a Fiero with a rocket strapped to it. This is actually another Tokyo Drift character that I'll explain in a second. So you think it's a joke that they would try to take this franchise into space with the last movie, but we'll find out in a couple years, I guess. Since these movies are about being as big and crazy as possible, they know exactly who their audience is and they know how to deliver to it. So we'll do top 5 WTF moments, just see how crazy we can get. Number 5 is the twist reveal that John Cena is Dom's long-lost brother. Hello, brother, as they just beat the crap out of each other. Number 4 is them flipping the giant convoy truck, tank-like truck, in the middle of the city, end over end. You even have that long slow-mo shot of them watching it like, holy crap. Number 3 is Charlize Theron's character using the magnets on her jet to catch John Cena's Mustang GT500 mid-air right after he drives off a cliff. Somehow this is not the craziest thing that they do in the trailer. Because number 2, then Dom tries to one-up his craziness, driving his Charger right off the cliff, hooking it to part of the rope bridge, Indiana Jones shout out, and using it to swing the car onto the other cliff using his NOS boosters. You would only see something like this in a Fast and Furious movie. Suspension of disbelief. Mad props to these films for making this seem even a little bit plausible. And obviously, number 1 WTF, Han is back. Hashtag justice for Han. His line of dialogue about the clubhouse is also a reference to Tokyo Drift, the movie where he seemingly died. Remember when they got to future movies and they wanted to bring him back? They had to explain that those movies were taking place earlier in the timeline, and it just got really crazy trying to force these movies to make sense when clearly they're not meant to make sense. So I think the idea here is that they'll say that he's alive in present day because this movie definitely takes place after the events of Fast 8 because little baby Brian is a little bit older. So they'll just have to find a way to explain how he didn't die in this seeming big car explosion at the end of Tokyo Drift. The whole reason they hated Jason Statham's character when he entered the franchise is because he was the one who was revealed to have seemingly killed Han at the end of Tokyo Drift. But I guess because they've been redeeming him over the past couple of movies, turning him into an anti-hero, and he's been helping them, like he'd probably help him during this movie at some point, they'll have some way of explaining that he didn't really kill Han back then and it was all part of some bigger plan. It's way easier to say something like that, like, oh, surprise reveal, I didn't kill him, I was actually helping him because of this larger plan, than to try and make the timeline make sense if Han was supposedly dead. There's probably a bunch of other Tokyo Drift Easter eggs during the movie that just didn't make it into the trailer, but Jason Tobin's character here, the one with the Fiero rocket ship, is also a character from Tokyo Drift. And he only just peeks around the corner of the frame here, but this is Lucas Black's character also from Tokyo Drift, so it's cool to see him come back to the franchise too. I'm assuming they'll make a lot of references to that because part of this movie looks like it takes place in Japan, like these fight sequences, so that may be where Han winds up coming back into the story. But everyone, let me know in the comments, what are your favorite, craziest moments in this trailer? Just remember that that's what these movies are about, just being as crazy as possible and just badass car stunts. I was working on a new Marvel Avengers video when this trailer posted. I'm about halfway done with that, so that new Avengers video should post in a couple hours later tonight. As long as you have alerts enabled for my channel, you'll see that when I post it. There's going to be a really big Black Widow Super Bowl trailer later this weekend too, so of course I'll do a video for that, and any other really big Super Bowl trailers that drop. Everyone, click here for my brand new Marvel Eternals teaser breakdown, and click here for my brand new Doctor Strange 2 X-Men video. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. Justice for Han.